The gentleman yields back. The representative from New York, Mr. Torres, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I feel we in Congress should neither romanticize nor demonize emerging technologies like blockchain. Like all technologies, blockchain has constructive uses and destructive uses, and I feel like our mission should be to develop a regulatory framework that maximizes the best uses and minimizes the worst uses. Because without a bipartisan agreement, we will continue to have a dangerously deregulated status quo that benefits offshore, over-leveraged, deregulated actors. And for me, a bipartisan agreement would be a fundamental improvement upon the status quo. I want to follow up on Congressman Rose's questions on remittances. I represent the Bronx, which is one of the poorest counties in America. I have constituents who pay exorbitant fees simply to transfer their own money to their loved ones abroad, whether it be Mexico or the Dominican Republic. My first question would be for Mr. Ponte. PayPal is obviously one of the largest payment processors in the world. What is the cost of transferring money via the conventional payment system versus the crypto or stablecoin payment system?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. The cost of sending money overseas varies widely by corridor, but information coming from sources like the World Bank would put the average cost in the range of around 6%, with a target of, I think that the desired target for the World Bank is to bring that down to 3%. But the current average, I think, is in the range of 6%. When you're doing those transactions on stablecoins today, if you're doing that purely from a stablecoin wallet to a stablecoin wallet, depending on the protocol that you're using, it can be as low as 1 cent per transaction in some of the most efficient wallets. That still would not address part of the complexity, because then you would need to explain to the person on the other side, they need to get a crypto wallet, they need to find an exchange, so there is still some friction there. But we are finding experiences that combine fiat and stablecoins for the benefit of the user. For instance,
I just want to simplify it. So the average cost of remittances is 6%. The World Bank has a sustainability development goal of 3%. What is your cost with stablecoin?
When somebody on Zoom, our remittance product, we have enabled stablecoin as a funding instrument. When somebody sends a remittance funded by PUSD, we don't charge any transfer fees. So the transfer fee that is charged to the user is 0. There is still a component on the Forex spread, depending on where that corridor goes.
Okay, so it's 0 when it comes to the transaction fees, and then if you factor in the spread for the foreign currency exchange rate, what would it be?
That would vary. I would need to come back to you for follow-up.
Is it less than 3%?
In many cases, it will be less than 3%.
We're living in a time when foreign demand for U.S. stablecoins is on the, foreign demands for U.S. Treasuries is on the decline. And it appears to me that stablecoin issuers are becoming the largest purchaser of U.S. Treasuries. It would seem to me that the proliferation of stablecoins can dramatically expand the market for U.S. Treasuries. What impact would that have on the cost of U.S. debt?
Thank you, Congressman, for the question. U.S. Treasuries are definitely being established as one of the assets that are being preferred for reserves of stablecoin, and as the market grows, that will undoubtedly drive demand, especially as American issuers are able to issue more here inside of the U.S. and they're able to ride that increase in the market. I don't have an opinion on what that would make for the cost of debt of the United States, but definitely is one of the aspects where net demand for treasuries could grow.
Or it seems to me economics would dictate that growing demand for U.S. Treasuries would lower the cost of U.S. debt. But, Mr. Massad, do you feel stablecoins should be regulated in the same manner as banks?
Well, not quite in the same manner, but with some similar principles, such as some of those in the Stable Act, like full reserves and capital and liquidity requirements, risk management measures, and so forth. I mean, I've been calling for this for years because not just to address the risks.
You would concede that, a stablecoin issuer that has no fractionalization of reserves and no lending function is qualitatively different from a bank.
They're not creating money.
And therefore should have its own regulatory framework.
Absolutely.
Okay. I see my time is about to expire, so I will leave it at that.